Chapter 1: The Key to Growth and Freedom. First of all, you have to understand that deciding to live for God is a personal decision. Do not live your life to please people. This is a journey that no one can walk on your behalf. Approval from people will not save your life. This is a lonely journey. It is a life governed by truth rather than popularity. The Bible in Matthew 7 verse 14 states that it is a narrow way which leads to life. Obedience to God can be misinterpreted as pride, weakness, or foolishness. You should be ready to be misunderstood while you are being faithful to God. Be careful of distractions, compromise, offense, fear, procrastination, and misplaced relationships. Many people fail to grow and experience freedom because of careless living. This is a life that does not search for applause, trends, or human approval. Your motivation comes from truth and not from people's perspective. You will be tested, you will have opposition, and you will have spiritual pressure as part of the journey. When you follow Christ, you have to die to self. You can't follow Christ fully while protecting self-interest. True growth and true freedom begins the moment you decide to take responsibility for your life. You do not have to wait for people, for God, for the government, and for situations to change for you to experience your breakthrough. Our God is sovereign, but we have been given power of choice. Deuteronomy 30 verse 19 says, "I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life." Life will always present options, but it is our responsibility to make the choices concerning our lives. God is able to do anything at any time, but He does not want to spoon-feed us. He wants us to be empowered. He has given us authority. The authority that we have been given produces order and impact. The authority that we have been given enables us to speak life, to resist evil, to enforce God's will. When we operate in God's authority, heaven's order gets reflected on earth through our lives. Authority is activated by alignment, and it is sustained by obedience. If we could choose to follow the law of God concerning our lives, we will experience peace, clarity, and be stable. Outside the law of God is chaos and confusion. One thing that we need to understand is that there are rules that we have to follow even when we are granted freedom. These rules help us to have a sense of direction, growth, and character. God governs righteous living through His moral standards, His principles, and His instructions. He wants us to have order in our spiritual lives, in our relationship with Him and others. Our lives should be based on God's character and wisdom. It is all about what is right and what is holy. Psalms 19 verse 7 states that, "The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul." God will always guide us, but He will never override our will. We have to obey His word, be responsible over our lives, and live intentionally. God will supply His grace, but our choice in taking responsibility will activate it. Growth is a decision, and freedom is a choice. The law of God will always define right and wrong. It reveals God's expectations and intentions. It protects us from self-destruction. It aligns our lives with God's purpose, and it leads to spiritual maturity, wisdom, and freedom. The law of God should be our lifestyle. People constantly search for growth and freedom in success, relationships, possessions, recognition, pleasure, and so much more. Yet, despite these pursuits, many still remain inwardly empty. Growth and freedom can only be found in God. Do not run after temporary relief. Earthly things are temporary. Spiritual satisfaction is eternal. Just as the body needs food, your soul needs God. Otherwise, you'll always feel spiritual hunger. The Bible in John 6 verse 35 says, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall never hunger." A life of growth and freedom is marked by contentment, gratitude, and stability.